Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, December 18th, 2020. We are in the final hour of the trading day and the final day of the trading week. The final hour of the trading day is the hour that I like to make my buying and selling decisions for my end of day swing trades in the last hour, and particularly in the last few minutes, because during the day you have the algorithms and you have the day traders like myself that are moving the price around. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions come in. They are dealing with a lot of size, the most money, very smart people, best technology, best information, and they start making their buying and selling decisions at the end of the day, and I consider them smart money. And I really do believe that following what they do at the end of the day is an edge in the long run. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I'm grateful that we have such a great group. Currently, the Dow Jones is down 224 points, down 0.76%. The NASDAQ is down 62 points, down about 0.5%, and the S&P is down 31 points, down 0.85%. So red across the board with the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. So here is the format for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them moving forward. I did have some day trades today that I'm going to share with you. After that, we're going to go and take a look at the board, the position, and see how yours are doing. I see a lot of red over there. I do see a little bit of green, so that's good. So we'll go through there. We'll take a look at that. After that, we'll spend a few minutes talking about trader psychology, maybe some good trading wisdom on approaching trades and so forth like that. But I say this every day, but the most important skill that you can learn in trading is the skill of discipline and following your plan, bar none. So if you don't have that, you need to work on that skill. You need to improve that skill. All right, after that, I've gone down through my watch list. I have taken a look at the results of Kamal's scanner. By the way, Kamal could not make it today, but he was kind enough to send me the results of his scanner earlier this morning. But I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter any trade. First requirement, I have to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Requirement number 2, I want to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio whenever I'm entering a trade, meaning that if I'm going to risk $100 to the downside, I want to be able to make $200 or more to the upside. And then number 3, always spend a few minutes each day. Consider how many positions you have, how much account heat you have, how correlated the positions are, and always please adjust your position size based upon the market's current volatility. It's very important. So I've put aside some of the potential candidates. I'm going to go through each one, try to narrow it down to the very, very best choice at the end of the day that fits my 3 requirements. And if I find something, I will go ahead and buy it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, I'm very happy to answer them. If you need any clarification, please let me know. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at today before the close of the market, just go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will do my very best to get to it before the end of the day, give you my opinion. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits today for me, if you could please wait till just after the market closes. That would be the time to tell me about your new entries or exits today. That way the market's closed, I'm done trading, pressure's off, all of that good stuff. Okay, so that's the plan. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here. Brian is here. Hey, Brian, good to see you, my friend. Happy Friday, all. Happy Friday to Brian. Miko is here. Hi, Miko. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well, sir. Evan is here. Good afternoon. Good to see you, Evan. Hope you're having a good afternoon as well. Steve Burns is here. Thank you, Steve, as always, for coming. Always an honor and privilege to have you here. I really mean that, so thank you. And also thank you, as always, for including me today on your Twitter Friday list. That's always nice of you, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Steve says, hello, everyone. Weekend almost here and still no government stimulus bill or even a spending bill to keep the government open. That is true. That is true. Is that why we're down today? Who knows? That's above my pay grade to figure that stuff out. David is here. How you doing, David? Good to see you. Was nice that your wife said hello yesterday in the chat. Johan is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, Johan. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a nice evening in Hong Kong. Frank is here. Hey, Frank. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, sir. Bob is here. Hello, everyone. Bob's having another good day on Zynga, I think. The last time I looked it was. So that's good. Steve says, it looks like I will be locking in my metal trades today on the bearish candle reversal along with Amazon on the big bear drop today. Yep. I'm kind of with you on that. I'm totally with you that Amazon was a big reversal. So I'm considering doing that as well. Let's take a look here. Okay. Well, let's get to it. Speaking of metal trades, I did unfortunately short AGQ last week on Friday for a weekly short because of the rejection of the 50 and the V1 to the downside, and it just took off massively on me today, this week, up 15.67%. So I obviously will be stopping out of this. Is down a little bit today. It's down 1.68% today, but I guess better than nothing, right? When you're short. I did want to mention though, whenever I take a trade, regardless on the monthly chart, the weekly chart, the daily chart, I always have my maximum allowed loss. You know, let's just say my maximum allowed loss is $2,000. Regardless of the time frame, regardless of the volatility, my maximum loss is always going to be $2,000. And I set that up, I plan that out so that I can standardize my losses across all time frames, all kind of trades. This line up here, 6140, if I got up here, I would have hit my maximum allowed loss. This was a big move against me, but using the two ATRs accounts for all this volatility. Still a losing trade, no doubt about it, but not even close to my average loss. Essentially kind of like a regular kind of loss, even though a large percentage. So that's why I think it's so important to, use the two ATR as telling you, figure how much your maximum loss is, divide the value of the two ATR into it, and that will tell you how many shares to buy, and it will standardize your loss. So nonetheless, I will be getting out of this for a loss because today is Friday and it's the end of the bar. Let's switch over to better news. Let's see, we have Gary and Steve are long AGQ from 44.34. Where is my, I don't know, I have this wrong. 44.34. Okay, yeah, right here with the 520 crossover. So looks like Steve is going to lock in profits on his metals today. Beautiful trade. So far, Gary and Steve up about 44.34. Yeah, so I guess about 9.54%. I think I have that right, but anyway, beautiful trade there, guys. Drip. Okay, so I did take Drip back here on the 14th at 25.97. Nice false breakout to the downside, bullish engulfing bar. I bought it at 25.97, initially went against me, but today, nice up day, 3.34%. Did not quite get to a profit target yet, but glad to have something that's up today on a down day like today. And who knows, if it rallies in the end, I may hit that one profit target near the end of the day. But glad to be positive on the trade, and glad that it's up nicely today on a down day. Amazon. Okay, so Steve bought Amazon at 32.43.24. Gary also bought Amazon. I also bought Amazon with the 10:30 crossover. We bought it right up here. Just the big down day today, 1.6%. This is a big volatility bar. If you're trading this mechanically, then you can hold this until it, the way I trade it, with a close under both moving averages, I would sell half. But this is such a big down bar here. I just don't like the volatility. So I'm going to go ahead and just lock in a loss. It is down 1.61% today. FSLR, yes, Gary and myself, we did buy First Solar back here on 12/15 at 90.98. Up nicely today. I did hit one profit target at 94.05. It is up 1.3%. So again, glad to have a something that's green today on such a down day. Gold, yes, and I bought gold at 174.80 with a 520 crossover. Had a nice big up day yesterday. I did hit 3 profit targets on this. Went above the third ATR channel, now below, closed below. I did sell half yesterday because of the bearish reversal bar, so I'm glad obviously that I did this. It is down a little bit today, but now it's went above the third, below the third, so I'm pretty much going to just take these off as well. Love, Gary and Karen bought Love here at 46.30. I also bought it, but I got stopped out here by accident. I did get back in here at 45.72 and rallied nicely, but right now it's down 1.19%. I bought this with this pullback to value, sideways motion, V1. So down on the trade so far, it's down 1.19%, but as long as it holds above 45.72, I will keep the trade, and we'll see if I can get it right this time. But it's 45.84. I need to hold. I will get out of this if it closes under 45.72, because that's halfway of the washout bar. Ollie, I did buy Ollie here. Let's see, am I the only one in Ollie? Yeah, I did buy Ollie here with a rejection of the 200-day moving average and a nice V1 and a bullish engulfing bar. I bought it at 79.50. It has moved up nicely since I bought it. Yesterday, I sold half right here at 83.23 because it rejected the 200-day, and that seemed like a bit of a red flag to me. So obviously, I'm glad that I sold half here. It is, the balance is down 2.61% today, but if it closes under yesterday's low, I will also go ahead and get rid of half of the position. So I'll have to watch that one. REGN. All right, I did buy REGN yesterday at 496.34 with a higher low V2 back in the value zone. Did hit one profit target today at 502.13. It is up. It currently is up 0.74%. It was up much higher earlier. Let me take a look here. I think this rejected the 50 RSI. Did it? No, it did not. It did not. So glad to take one profit target, and again, glad to have something that's up on such a down day. All right, S&P overnight trade, Pat and Yas. Well, this one did not work out. We've had a good run of it the last week, but I did buy the S&P at 372.24. Yesterday at the close, I sold it this morning at 370.98 for, let's see, 71. Yeah, so about $1.30 overnight loss, but obviously glad I got out right at the open because that was the top and it has gone down ever since. So I will be buying this again at the close, holding it over the weekend. USO, well, this is a bright spot. I did buy USO here at 30.97. It's currently 30.44. So this trade is currently up about 7.5%. I'm showing you the weekly, but I bought it on the monthly with the close under the negative third, close back over the negative third, and underneath the negative, under the 30, over the 30. So confluence of signals, again, bought it at 30.97, it's 33.47. So up really nicely on the week, and up again nicely today. This has been one heck of a nice move up. All right, Apple. I did have some trades on Apple today, intraday trades. Let me take you over and show you the first one. Okay, where'd my trades go? All right, here was the first trade of the day. Here's a nice V2. We tested that bottom V2. I bought here on the 5-minute 127.41. Next bar took right off for me. Whenever I am in a day trade and the next bar or the next two bars go up strong, I take off half immediately. I sold half at 127.63. Held 50 RSI. I had another big, strong, kind of large uptrend bar, and then rejected the 50 SMA, so I got out of half there, and then I got out of the other remaining portion when I had it closed below the previous day's low. So I got in at 127.41, out at 127.63, out at 127.68, and out at 127.82. So that was a really good day trade, and more importantly, it was exactly the time to get out because the market just went down ever since I sold it. Let me get rid of this here. I'll tell you what, I'll go over and do this. I then had another trade on Apple here when we went under 30, over 30. I bought here at 126.63 with the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. A couple bars later, had a nice big up move. I sold half at 126.85. Then we rejected the 50-day moving average, or 50-day RSI. I sold the other half of a half at 126.76. And then I had this big, this is not a real bar, this was just a bad tick, and it just totally messed me up because then I couldn't calibrate anything, so I didn't know what to do. I just got out, which was the right move. So I got in at 126.63, out at 126.67, out at 126.85, and at a 126.94. And you can see that definitely was the right move. Let's see. Now, let's go over to the daily here. And we have Gary's in at 111. I'm sorry, Gary's in at 108. So he's had almost $18 to the upside. Frank is in at 111. He's up $15. So very nice trade there, gentlemen. And then I was watching Tesla, but no trades. So that's it. So very glad to have some moves up today on such a down day. But again, I will be covering my short on silver. I will be getting out of Amazon with this big reversal bar here today. This is a discretionary kind of approach, but this is such a bit, we had the big up day, now we have the big down day. It's just not a good side, so I'm going to just go ahead and lock that in. Drip, I'm going to keep drip because it's positive. SLR, I'm going to keep that because that's positive. Gold, I'm going to get out of gold again. I got out of half yesterday. Love, if it closes below 45.72, I will have to get out of the trade. Ollie, got out of half yesterday. Will be holding this. Still profitable. REGN, profitable, so be holding. Buying the SPY, holding oil, and Apple was the day trade. All right, so Frank, a lot of bearish engulfing candles on today's chart, says Steve. That is totally true. So let's see what Frank has to say today. Please listen to the traders who were lost then found, who know firsthand how markets go up and down. Protect your positions. Their voices resound. They know firsthand what it takes to stay around. Oh, I like that. I like the staying around part. That's the key. You know, I've said this many times before, but if you're going to develop a skill in anything, you have to do it over and over and practice and get repetition. But if you start to trade and you blow up your account, how are you ever going to get good? Because you're not going to have any money left and you're not going to be able to develop the skill, right? So that's what I take out of that. Frank, let's read it one more time. Please listen to the traders who are lost then found, who know firsthand how markets go up and go down. Protect your positions. Their voices resound. They know firsthand what it takes to stay around. Isn't that good? Man, is that good. Tracy is here. Hello, Tracy. Good to see you. Please say hello to Paxton if he's there. Bob says IEXT. Not sure what that means, Bob. Morg says, hello, everyone. Hey, Morgs, good to see you, bud. Hope you're having a good evening. Pat is here. Happy Friday, everyone. Hello, Pat. Good to see you, my friend. I really enjoyed our lesson the other day. I hope you're doing well. Lova says, hi, everyone. I'm late. That's okay. I hope you brought a note, Lova. Bob says, I exited Zanga today at 9.89. Okay, excellent. Please remind me at the end, Bob, okay? Just in case I can't find that at the end, so you can maybe remind me at the bottom. Pat is out of SPY. Okay. Steve says a lot of bearish engulfing candles today on charts. Oh, yeah, right. Did I just read that? Yeah, oh, I read that above. Okay, sounds good. Let me take a little look over here. Give me 1 second, please. Ava is here. Hi, Ava. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. George says, I'm holding $16.89 share bag on AAL. I learned a lesson today. $16.89. And it is down from there. Steve says, I exited my metal trades here after the two bearish day candle reversal topping pattern. AGQ 4903 for a 10.58% gain, UGL 6689 for a 1.97% gain. Excellent trade, Steve. Congratulations, bud. And just to confirm, you're getting out of Amazon. I believe I read that above, right? Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look, see what's happening here. VIX, well, VIX woke up today, up 4.35%. We have Quad in at 1991. We have Gary in at 1723. So Quad is still down on the trade, but Gary is now up on the trade, up 4.17%. So excellent, excellent there for Gary. Quad still has a little way to go. Qs. All right, so this is Frank, I believe, right? Yeah, Frank has a 10% trailer in Qs. He bought it at 284.60. It is down 0.92% today, but he's still up nicely on the trade. ISRG, Ava bought ISRG at 750. It's currently 779. So it is down a touch today, but she's nicely up on the trade. IAU is Frank. Frank bought IAU at 1754. It's down a little bit today, but he is up on the trade. Alibaba, Ava bought Alibaba at 253.31. It's currently 259.46. It's down 1.88% today, but she is still up on the trade, and Johan is still up on the trade. Google, Gary sold a credit spread on Google down to the 1570, 1550s. It's 1723. So as long as it stays above 1570 before January 15th, Gary will be able to keep all his premium for doing that. DocuSign. All right, this was taken with the 1030 EMA crossover, bought here at 224.12. It's currently 240.83. Yas has the third position left. GN bought it at 218, and Brian M, although Brian told me he was out of that, so we'll get rid of that. So that is down on the day, but it's currently still up on the trade. ALGN. Jatin bought ALGN way back here at 441. He sold half at 521.90. It's 522.68, so he is big time up on the trade, although it is down a little bit today. Congratulations. Okay, Microsoft. Gary and Yas bought Microsoft at 213.82. It's currently 216.66, so they are up on the trade. Gary also sold calls expiring today at 220, and that was a good move because it looks like it's going to close under 220, so he'll be able to keep the premium that he got for selling that. VIX, we already looked at that. Eli Lilly. Yas and Gary bought Eli Lilly here at 148.41. Monster trade up, is down just a little bit today, but this is an amazing trade here, up 12.77%. TTCF, Johan with Tattooed Chef bought here at 15.66. It's 22.10. It's up 9.33% just today, everybody. Up over 29% entry to exit. So congratulations, Johan. How about we all give Johan a clap, because that's a big winner. Congratulations, bud. NVIDIA, Brian told me he's out of all trades. Sorry, everybody. I'm doing the best I can with these trades, but there's a lot of them here. I'm trying to keep them all straight. Frank bought CARR at 37.60. It's currently 38.09. It is down 1.58% today, but he is up on the trade. So congratulations there, Frank. DKNG. Okay, Kamal bought DKNG at $54. Jackson's in at $35.60 and bought some more at $51.06. So Jackson is in the money on both of these positions. Kamal now is below his entry price. And miss having Kamal here today, but he had some other things he had to do today. I'm almost certain that Kamal would have gotten out of this, but I guess we'll just wait and see. Zynga. Bob, look at this trade for Bob. He bought it $7.91. It's $9.83. Currently up 19.63%. And I believe Bob just told me he got out of that. So I'll have to look at that again and just to confirm. MasterCard, what's going on with MasterCard? Gary sold credit spreads on MasterCard to 290, 280s. It's 336.20. As long as it stays above 290, Gary keeps all of his premium. Qualcomm. Who was Qualcomm? Carul bought Qualcomm at 157.20. This one's gotten away from him a bit. I don't know if he's still in the trade or not, but it's 147.66. But anyway, I hope he got out of that. Facebook, Kamal got in Facebook here at 265.90. Jatson got in at 282.97. So Jatson is down on the trade, and Kamal is still up on the trade, and it is down a little bit today. UGL, Steve got out of his UGL trade today. He bought it at 65.60. It's currently 66.93. It is down a bit today. He bought it with the 520 crossover on gold, but he locked in profits on this today. So excellent, Steve. Beyond Meat. Kamal, Steve, Bob, Brian, Johan did buy Beyond Meat yesterday at 142.92 with the 520 crossover. It is 143.02. It was up much higher earlier. So it looks like everyone's still up on the trade by about 20 cents. So that's good. That's better than being down. PTON, Yas bought PTON here at 115.97. It's 138.84. It is up 16.2% from entry. Outstanding. TWOU, another great trade from Johan at 34.24. This is up 3.55% just today. Johan is up 11.95%. Wow, Johan. Unbelievable. You must have had a good teacher. Zoom. Evan bought Zoom at 43.40. It's currently 42.43, so it is down a bit today, and it is down on the trade. NNDM, oh, that's another Brian trade. I think Brian told me he was out of all of his trades, right? I hope that's right. I hope that's not a new one, but if Brian's there, he can let me know. Nike, Frank bought Nike here at 139.22. It's 139.01, so it is slightly down, but well off of its low. So I'm glad to see that, and he only bought a half a position. BZUN, Frank bought BZUN. Nice setup, false breakout to the downside. Nice strong close over the 200-day moving average, 36.46. It's down 1.15% today, so down on the trade, down on the day, but still holding support. AYX, Johan bought AYX at 119.15. It's 127.16. It is down about 0.5% today, but Johan is still up on the trade at 6.35%. Amazing. SE, David bought SE at 193.10. It's 199.87. So that's up nicely for David. Let's take a look. Up 3.84, not too shabby. Walmart, this is Johnson. Johnson bought Walmart at 145.70. It's currently 145.62. So down a little bit on the day, down a little bit on the trade, and not bad. And Teladoc, Frank bought Teladoc, I think, here at 182. Then we have Johnson and David, I believe, buying it at 190. So it looks like everybody is up on the trade. That's the best I can piece this one together, but a little down on the day, but looks like everyone's up on the trade, which is the most important. Okay, let me go over here and turn that off. Brian says, cybersecurity stocks are flying high due to hacking news. Oh, interesting. Ah, dang, Brian, I'm sorry. Maybe you can remind me. Greg, well, I guess I'm out now. I remember you told me to take you out, and then I think that was a new position. I apologize. If you can remind me again, I'll just put it back in. Sorry about that, bud. Nice job, Johan. I agree. Johan says, thanks, Brian. I do have a good teacher, Greg. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, Johan was a great student, absolutely great, and even better trader. My gosh, it's freaking awesome. Okay, so listen, before we start looking at new potential end-of-day trades here, I just want to switch gears, talk a little bit about trading psychology, maybe some good trading words of wisdom, to just some words to help improve trading and just get outside of charts. But this is from our good friend Stephen Burns, who is in the chat with us right now. This is from the New Traders Rich Traders channel over on Facebook. This is a great channel of traders. I'm in that group. Steve's in that group. Tom Bassel's in that group. Kamal's in that group. But I think you have to apply to get in there. But if there's something in the notes, I would say something about, hey, I visit Gossett Trading. I don't know if it'll help you get in or not, but I'm sure it's not that hard to get in, right? But it's a great, it's a real serious channel. So come over and apply to that channel. Let's see what Steve has to say. A trading system has specific entry and exit signals with position sizing parameters for a watch list. It also considers the correlation of risk, volatility, and has trade management guidelines. So what does this all mean? Well, it means that a trading system has to have a plan. You have to have a plan in your trading system. You have to know what you're doing, whatever happens. If-then statements. If this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this, right? You don't know what the market's going to do, but you have to know what you are going to do regardless of what happens. And having a part of a trading plan is having if-then statements, right? If it goes up, I'm going to do this. If it goes down, I'm going to do this. You have to have a complete plan. The way I trade, emergency stop, end of day stop, 1.5 ATR trailing spot where I get up to. If I get there, I start to trail, I phase out, right? But, I hear people on TV talking about, oh, you should buy this stock or you should buy that stock, or you hear somebody say, oh, you should buy this or that. Well, that's great and everything. But, the way I look at it is, what's the plan? What's the game plan, right? Every team out there has a game plan. But same in trading, you have to have a plan. You have to know what you're doing if this happens or that happens. Somebody says, buy this. Okay, where should I get out if it goes up? I don't know. Where should I get out if it goes down? I don't know, right? You have to have a complete plan, right? It's like Mark Douglas says, trading is like pulling a slot machine handle. You don't know what's going to happen, but when you pull the handle, something is going to happen. You just don't know if you're going to win or lose. It's the same with trading. You put on a trade, something's going to happen, but whether it goes up or goes down, we don't know. But you have to have a plan of what you're going to do regardless of what happens. So it's a plan that very important, considering position size. My students, I talk about this all the time. You need to position size how many shares you buy of something based upon the current market volatility. I do that by dividing the 2 ATR value into my maximum risk, and that takes care of it all. It's like magic, right? You have to consider correlation. I always talk about correlation. That's why I say take a few minutes every day, consider how many correlated positions that you have. It's good to get out. It's good to have diversified positions, maybe in auto, maybe healthcare, maybe a technology, and even getting outside like oil, gold, bonds, Bitcoin, right? Just so that you're not 100% correlated. So correlation is very important also. And then volatility, I spoke about that, position sizing based upon volatility. But you have to have a plan. And the main part of the plan is keep your losses small, let your winners run. But you have to have a complete plan as far as what you're going to do. If this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this. So thank you, Steve Burns. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here in the chat today with this. And this was helpful for me, and I'm hopeful that this was helpful for people in the group. Johan says, and I do appreciate the inputs and ideas from this great group. Oh, very nice. Thank you, Johan. We appreciate your inputs as well. Steve Burns says, mention you are a Gregorian trading monk and you get approved immediately. That's good. Thanks, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Well, my dad was a Catholic priest, so maybe me being a monk is not too far from reality, right? But a trading monk, of course. Steve says, I exited Amazon 3177. Okay. Steve says, I exited Beyond Meat. Oh, you also exited Beyond Meat today. Okay, interesting. Jody is here. That's my girlfriend. Nice to see you, love. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day. Looking forward to seeing you this evening. Hope you're studying up on on Steve's trading books. I'm sure she's sitting right there in the chair and reading that book. Maybe, right, hon? Jackson says, hello and good afternoon, sir. Sorry to be late. I have positions from last week. I'll inform at the end. Okay, thank you very much, Jackson. I appreciate that. So what do we have? We have about 20 minutes left in this endeavor. And for the week, let's take a look over here. Let me check real quick. All right, so for me, I am also exiting silver, exiting my silver short. Drip doing very well. Oh, so close to my profit target. I mean, how much closer could I get? It's 26.76. Oh, it's 27.67. So if you hear the little ding of the bell, you'll know I hit it. So get on up there. Amazon. I don't like this. See how these look like... Oh, I'm not even going to say that word. But you see how this looks like a big skyscraper up and then a big skyscraper down? Some people trade just this pattern. Big up followed by a big down. A lot of enthusiasm followed by a lot of pessimism. That is a bad sign. So I also will exit Amazon at the end of the day. FSLR, I will keep. Did hit the profit target. Gold, I am going to bail on gold today as well. Oh, love, right back down to my 45.72. It's 45.74. So another thing for me to watch at the close. Ollie down today, but thrilled. I sold half yesterday at the 200. REGN, thankfully up today and one profit target. So I'll be keeping that one and did not reject the 70 RSI. S&P, big down day. Of course, I will be buying this today at the close. Oil up nicely, and Amazon, yeah, big moves down on all this stuff today. Yep. Let me take a look intraday on Apple and see what we look like. Nice under 30, over 30 here. That is holding from a day trading perspective. Give me 1 second, please. Let me just check my notes on something. Okay. Jody says that's exactly what I'm doing. George says, why are some of the bars blue? Well, that's an indicator, George, that I have on there from Dr. Elder. It's called the impulse system. Essentially, when the bars are green, that means the momentum and the trend are up. If they're blue, it means one's up, one's down. And when they're red, it means both the momentum and the trend are down. So right now they're blue, telling me that most likely, let me take a look here. Yeah, telling me the momentum is up, but the trend's down. That's why it's blue. It's kind of a long story. I'll have to explain it one time when I have some more time. Karen says, it's Elder's impulse system, green, red, blue. There you go. Karen knows. Thank you, Karen. George says, okay, thank you. I'll have to look that one up. I'm still new. Yeah, it takes a minute to kind of understand that one, but this is what Dr. Elder uses to trade. He calls it the impulse system. He doesn't really take trades with it per se, but he uses it as a filter system. So if he looks at 2 time frames, and if both time frames are blue, it's okay to buy. If both time frames are green, it's okay to buy. But if you have a green on the weekly and a red on the daily, you can't buy. They have to be either green or blue in order to get the go-ahead to buy. If you want a short, they have to be blue or red. Hope that makes sense. Steve Burns says, Holly says hi to Jody. Hey! Thank you, Holly. That's nice of you. I hope it'd be nice for us to all meet one day. That would be great. And Holly is Steve's wife, by the way, Jode. Okay. So, is there anything interesting to buy on today's setups? TripAdvisor is okay, but here's the thing. We had a nice move up. We've had a sustained move down. We do have a V1 today. Here is day one, bar 1. Here is bar 2. Bar 2 washes out bar 1 and closes above. That is a V1. That's positive. It did reject the -1 ATR channel. That is also positive. However, there's no sideways movement. It's just a down move followed by a bounce. Think about a foundation. If you want to build a really tall building, you need to have a long, big, strong, deep foundation in order to be able to build up high. You know, do you see any foundation here? There's not. It's just, what I mean by foundation is sideways, flat sideways. There's no foundation here. So to build a position on just one little piece of sideways foundation, it's not enough. Like a big long base or a big long consolidation would act as a good foundation that you could build a tall building on. And of course, a tall building, I'm referencing the stock being able to go up high. So you know, I could see taking this trade, but my rules preclude me from doing it because there is no sideways motion. But it is a nice V1, and it is a nice rejection of the -1 ATR channel. Lova says, your video about entry points in your education describes impulse in detail. Does it? I can't remember that. Okay, so George, in my lessons playlist on YouTube, I do have a video there about my 7 different entry types, and apparently I did I did talk about it. Oh, thank you, love, appreciate that. Steve says Facebook is close to a 520 bullish crossover. Let's take a look. $275.47, 277.01. Yeah, so it's close. Well, interestingly though, we do have a higher low V1 here, but yeah, it made a lower high. It didn't wash out the low, so that one does not qualify yet. Better to wait for the crossover. Workhorse, a lot of consolidation here. Sebastian, I don't know if you're out there listening today, but if you are, this is what we talked about on the phone. See this little wedge pattern that's forming? See this consolidation inside days, all this kind of stuff? This is what we were. This is what this is exactly what we were talking about as far as playing both sides of that. Maybe buying calls to the upside, maybe buying puts to the downside, because this sideways motion will break one way or the other. I just don't know which way, but if you're on both sides of it, then this possibility you could have a good trade. TMUS, T-Mobile, having a pretty good day today. I don't see any clear signals here. I don't like this big down bar on big volume, so I don't see anything there. Clorox, hey, there's a name from the past. Remember back in February and March how much we talked about Clorox? No clear entry signal here either. SPTN, Spartan Stores. I don't see anything here. You know, maybe with the rejection of the 200, that may give you a good entry point. But, you know, when you're hovering over the 250 or the 200 and you're not quite there yet, it's almost like a magnet. People say, I don't, just like I said, maybe if it goes down to the 200, I'll buy. So it's not there yet, so I don't buy. And then a lot of people do that, and you have a lack of buyers. And then by kind of default, self-fulfilling prophecy, it brings it down there. And then when it gets down there, people go, okay, now it's there, I'll buy. And that's what bounces it up. So, you know, a lot of what technical analysis is kind of just a self-fulfilling prophecy, in my opinion. CNK, just big down day. We're just range bound here. I don't see clear signal there. GSX. It has rejected the 200 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It's holding up pretty well. I think I'm going to let that one go. Snowflake. Good example, everybody, of not chasing up here, but waiting it to come back into the value zone. No clear signal here, but obviously this would be a better place to buy than up here, right? Always a good reminder. If you're looking to get into something, don't chase up here. Just wait for it to come back in the value zone. The 2 green lines, this is the value zone. Anywhere in here, always much better buying here and selling up here when everyone with FOMO is getting in. SOHU is kind of a nice big up day here today. I just feel like it's a little chasey, and it rejected the -1 ATR channel. MCK, McCormick and Company, that's spices, right? I don't see anything there. JetBlue is even on the day, but I would not want to take JetBlue because I already have Southwest Airlines, right? Consider your correlated positions. I wouldn't just add another airline on top of another one, right? Then that would have being like double the risk. HAS, Hasbro, no clear signal there. Hyatt Hotels, nice in the value zone, hanging out here, but no clear signal. CBOE, higher low V1 is up today. Up against a big weekly bar, however. I think I'm going to let that one go. MasterCard, very, very strong today. Good to see. I actually sold some puts on MasterCard last week, so I'm glad to see this going up. Sprouts Fresh Market. Ooh, this one has always been my nemesis. I'm always scared of Sprouts Fresh Market when it comes to trading. I'm sure it's a nice store. And then CCL, which is Carnival Cruise Line. Back in the value zone, just looking for an entry. So honestly, I don't see anything here today whatsoever. I think with the time left, I am going to just concentrate on getting out of my current positions. Pat says NIO on a 520 crossover. Yeah, thing is though, we have to check and see whether or not, Pat, if NIO backtest well with the 520. Let me backtest it really quick. NIO. Yep. It's not, this symbol is not available for me to backtest, so I don't know if it backtests well. That's the key. But you're right, it does have a crossover. I like that it's in the value zone. That's a good sign. I like that it's up today. That's all excellent. That's all excellent. But from a quantified backtest, I don't know if this does backtest well, but good eye. Steve says, Intel chart broke down today on Microsoft news of making their own chips. Oh, is that right? Oy vey, look at that. Whoa. I sold puts on Intel and I had about 80, 90% premium recently, actually. I'm glad that I got out because my strike price was 47. Ugh. Sebastian says, so you have different decks of trading signals all saved for different scenarios like options, shorting, different indicators for different industries. Kind of. I mean, I basically have one chart, Sebastian, that I kind of figure all that in. Although I do have separate charts that just have different crossovers that work on particular stocks. What are the top 3 indicators in your opinion? 200-day moving average, the 30 and 70 and the 50 RSI, and probably moving average crossovers, moving averages. So 250-day moving average, the 70, the 30, the 50 RSI, and then seeing the moving averages crossover. Those would be no, I take that back. I'm going to give you 4, and then my ATR channels, my Keltner channels. Brian says, I almost spilled my drink hearing you say Snowflake is on the list. That has been a runner since day one. Jatson says, FVRR looking strong. FVRR. Not too bad. Not too bad. I hate to be the buzzkill here, right? But it did reject the previous high. It did reject the 1 ATR channel, which is, it got to 1 standard deviation away from the mean. And I don't buy up at this level unless it's a crossover. Okay, let me take care of some business here. I am covering my short position and exiting AGQ. Oh man, my computer's doing that thing again. All right, let's see if this will work. Okay, so I'm out of AGQ. I'm going to cover my Amazon position. right. I'm going to cover my gold position. That was a good little gold trade. So locking in profits there. Love, doing pretty well. Rallied right on off the bottom there, so I will be holding Love. Ollie, I will be holding Ollie. REGN, I will be holding REGN. SPY, big rally at the end of the day here. Of course, I will be buying the overnight SPY trade again. So it looks like the only thing I'm going to be buying today is the overnight SPY trade. That looks like about it. Johan, LMT. It's Lockheed Martin. It's okay. It's a false breakout to the downside in a V1. Didn't really get into the low 30 RSIs though, Johan, and it has not been able to come up and close over the -1 ATR channel, which is a little concerning. If we look over on the weekly, it still has the 100 week above us. I don't know. This doesn't really stand out to me as anything. The Tesla 5-minute chart. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. Big up and then big down. That's kind of that's those skyscraper trades that I'm talking about. Wow, interesting. Now the Dow Jones is only down 23 points. Huh. Amazon's come way back. Let's look at this on a 39-minute bar. Yeah, huge, big move back up. Oh, yeah. All right, let me get all this straight here. All right, I think I'm taken care of. 1 minute to go, and my end of day SPY will buy right there at the close. Make sure I'm okay on Southwest Airlines, which I am. Okay. So that looks like it's it. So we did recover quite a bit. That's good. Glad to see that. Wow, well that's the week. That was an interesting week, wasn't it? So let's take a look. Let's see where I've got filled on everything here. So my only new position of the day is SPY at 369.18 for the overnight, or in this case I should say over weekend trade. So 369.18. Got it. All right. I did cover my short on AGQ. I still have drip. Didn't quite get my profit target, did it? Missed it by 5 cents, but still up nicely today. I did clear out of Amazon with this big reversal bar. Did bounce at support, but I did clear out of Amazon. FLSR I'm keeping. Gold I got out of. Love I'm staying in. Ollie staying in. REGN up today, so that's good. And oil doing very, very well. All right, so listen, if you have any new entries or exits for me today, please let me know, and I'll get them all taken care of. But real quick, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private lessons, private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I have a really great course. It's 15 hours. It is $1,000, but I think it's worth every penny. I think it's worth a lot more, honestly. When you're done with my course and our one-on-one lessons, I just know you're going to be a better trader. I promise you're going to be a better trader. So if you're interested, just reach out to me. You can send me an email. Email's in the description. You can send me a message on Twitter. And if you do, just type in the message, hey Greg, interested in lessons, and I'll reply and say, great, sounds wonderful. Let's set up an initial Skype call. You can ask me questions about the course. I can ask you questions about your trading, your goals, and then, at the end, if you decide you want to take the course, we'll schedule it, right? But no pressure either way. And then if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to keep the channel around, helps to build the channel, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. Right, so if you could take 2 seconds before you head out, I would really appreciate that. It's weird not having Kamal in here today, right? Does this seem weird to anyone? I'm so used to having Kamal in here. So anyway, hope everything's going well with him. Okay, so let's take a look now. Jackson said one can look at the daily chart of NASDAQ. The recovery came exactly at the level of the 1264, which was the previous resistance. That's right. Whenever you break through previous resistance, it now becomes support. And bounced right off of that 5 EMA there as well. Johan is out of Alibaba. Okay, nice trade, Johan. Yes says no new positions, taking easy after a big week. Excellent. David is out of Teladoc. Okay. When it went down to my entry price, no gain, loss. Excellent, David. That's a sign of a mature trader when you can take a scratch trade. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. A little late to the party today. Good to see you, Gary. Pat says, thanks, Greg. Everyone have a great weekend. Thank you, Pat. You as well. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to our lesson next Monday at 7. And we'll get going on again. Ava says, wonderful weekend to all. Thank you, Ava. That's kind of you. Hope you have a good weekend as well. Jatin says, okay. Tesla. $6.39. It's a good entry. Q's. All right, I am just going to not put too many lines here, Jatson, but I'm going to just put in your name and the price. Fiverr. $208. 60. Jatson, is that SPY? Is that an overnight SPY trade, or is that just a new entry into SPY? I think it's an entry into SPY. Okay. Lubba says, are there some triggers that you only use if they backtest well for specific stock? And there are some triggers that work so well universally that it's not necessary to backtest for each trade. Yeah, that's a good question. Generally with moving average crossovers, Lubba, I like to see a specific backtest. Kind of like we were talking about. Pat had just mentioned that stock. I can't remember, IONS or something. If it has like it has a 520 crossover, that's good. But if I can't validate that it has good back tested results, I usually won't take it. Like I didn't take that. But yes, there are some indicators that just work well that I'll just take them on basically anything, like an under 30, over 30. Sometimes under 200, over 200. There are some that backtest well with that, and I of course will take those, and then some don't backtest well, I won't take those. But an exception to that is when I get a confluence or combination of signals. Like if I get an under 30, over 30, and I also get an under 200, over 200, I will take that on a stock, even though maybe the under 200, over 200 does not backtest well. But when there's a confluence of signals, I will take them. I mean, if I had a nice V1 and a fractal breakout, but there was also a 520 cross that doesn't backtest well, I probably would take that. So yeah, universally, like the under the 30, over the 30, V1s, V2s, I'll take those universally, and then the other ones are kind of a la carte. I have to decide. I have to usually look for a confluence of signals. So yes and no, it depends, I think, is the long and short of that. Miko says, thanks, Greg. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Miko. Appreciate that. Jatin says, yes, started that overnight SPY trade now. Oh, that's an overnight SPY trade. Okay. So I'm just going to take this off then. This way. Jason says, FVRR setup looks strong as it had a highest weekly and daily closing, so it can perform in coming weeks. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I know I put that on there. Come on, I know I put Fiverr on there. Okay, well, we'll do it this way then. All right, well, I hope that goes up for you, Jatin. Okay, so let's see. So the Dow ended up down 124 points. NASDAQ only down 9.11 and the SPY down 0.13. So a little bit of a rally, that's for sure. Goodness, SPY's up 62 cents after hours. That's good. That's really good. Frank has no new positions. Okay, excellent, Frank. Great poem today. Thank you, sir. Okay, well, I hope everybody has a good weekend. It's snowing or snowy here in Utah. I'm going to go out, go tromping around in the snow like I usually do. I'm taking care of a dog for a month. I'm going to get her tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. I have a little hiking partner again. Okay, Gary sold Google Put Spread. Don't we already have you down for Google Put Spread, Gary? Let me see. Oh, this is a different kind of Google Put Spread. So you have both of them, Gary? Yeah, SPY up. Forgot about SPY in that trade. Okay. I've got Yas, I believe. Yeah, Pat, Yas. Oh, Pat is out of the SPY. And then Gary had a credit spread that expired. He made all that, so I'm going to take that off. Jatin says, thank you so very much. We learn so many things every day, and I will keep on thanking you every time in your precious time and efforts and provide. God bless. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Jatin. What a nice message. That is very kind of you. Thank you. I hope the same for you, and I wish the same for you. Bob is out of Zanga. What a trade, Bob. Proud of you, my friend. That was a monster. Zanga. Look at this trade. Bob literally scored the bottom. 791. It's 994. What a trade. Let's give Bob a hand. Holy smokes. That is unreal. Johan says, have a great weekend, Greg and everyone. Thank you, Johan. Gary says, yes, I sold a new one today. Okay, so that is a new one. All right. All right, well, two quick things. Please go out, try to do something nice for somebody today. Give them a hand. Be pleasant. Help them out if you can. You know, it's nice when somebody does it for you, right? So if you can do it for someone else, that's great. And then also, you know, if there's an animal, you run across an animal, you know, please be kind to the animal. If you have a dog or a cat or a pet, give it some kind words as well. Give it a little scratch, a little rub, take it on a walk, show it some love. They need it as well, right? So one nice thing today for a human, one nice thing for an animal, and that would make a world a whole lot better place. Bob says, thank you. Great trade, Bob. Proud of you, my friend. So, all right. Well, that's it for this week. It was an interesting week. Have a good weekend, safe weekend. And I will see you hopefully Monday, this coming Monday, in the Christmas week, right? Starting Christmas week. So it's a shortened week, I believe. Gary says, thanks, Greg. Have a great weekend. I am out of Amazon. Oh, okay. All right. Looks like everybody's out of Amazon. AGQ. Everybody's out of AGQ. Gold. I think Yas is still in gold. PTON. So you sold calls. Oh yeah, so you're definitely out of Peloton then. And CarMax, I think that one. Okay, I didn't have that one up. Oh, taken. Okay, because you sold calls against Amazon, AGQ, Gold, PTON. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, listen, that's it for today and for this week. Have a good weekend, and I'll hope to see you all this coming Monday. Take care, everybody, and thanks for coming today. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.